In the previous video, we have implemented the presentation layer of our library application. It is showing a web page with the list of books we have stored in the database. It works, but it doesn't really look good. In this video, we are going to add Bootstrap CSS to make the web page look a bit nicer. So, let's start. First, I would like to mention that here in the table, you can see a bit more books than you've seen at the end of the previous video. It's because I extended the data SQL file so we can see better how the table looks like. Now, let's add the Bootstrap to this website. So let me open the index.html. To add the Bootstrap CSS to our index.html file, we need to open the getbootstrap.com website. This is the official site of the Bootstrap. So let's scroll a bit lower, and here we can see this include via CDN section. Here we can find one link and one script. With this link here, we can add the CSS of Bootstrap to our index.html. So let's copy it. We need to paste this link to the head of our HTML file. Let's format it like this. Perfect. The second link here is to add the Bootstrap JavaScripts, but we do not need them for our page, so we will leave it. Now, we have added the link of the Bootstrap CSS to our page, so let's try to refresh the page and see what has changed. I'd like to highlight that our project contains the Spring Boot dev tools. It means that we do not need to stop the application and start again, but we can just simply build it, and the changes within the index.html should be reflected. So let's go to the build and build project. Build is on, so let's see the changes in our page. I'm going to refresh the website, and we can see that now it looks different. So we know that the Bootstrap CSS is added because it has changed. But let's use some classes to make it look a bit nicer. The first thing I would like to change is to set the max width for the website. We can simply do this by adding a container. So let me add the container within the body, the div section. Like this. And let's move the closing tag at the end of the page. Like this. Now I'm going to refresh the site. And we can see that now we have space on the left and on the right side. We have wrapped the whole website into a container. The container also allows responsiveness, so when we open this page on a smaller device, it will adjust. The second thing I would like to update is how does this table look like, because it could be much nicer. So let me go to the Bootstrap website and open the documentation. Here I want to search for table. And we can see here the different types of tables. I like this one, so let me copy the class for the table. I'm going to override this border 1 pixel with the new class, like this. And let's build a page. And we can see that the table looks better now. Also now we can show how the responsiveness thanks to the container looks like. If I try to make this page smaller, we can see that the table is adjusting its sizes. Okay? Now there is one more change I would like to do, and it's to move this footer author to the middle of the page. And I can do that by centering the text. So let's go to the footer part, and here we have the div section. And let me add a class text center. So I'm going to refresh. We can see now that the author is in the middle. Then I also would like to create a bit of space around this text. I can do this by adding a padding to the div tag. So like this, build, refresh. Now it moved a bit lower and I like it more. So we are done with the table. I believe it looks better. And since we are working with Bootstrap now, let's prepare a bit for the next video where we will be adding new books to the database. I would like to add a new button here for adding a book. So let's search for the buttons. And I like this blue button here, so let's use it. We can use the class button primary. Let me copy it. Let's go to the top of the table under the title, and I'm going to create a link with the button. Save, build, refresh, and we have the new button here for adding the book. Currently it doesn't do anything, but in the next video we will implement the logic for this button to add a new book to the table.